On today's episode of the Real Recovery Podcast, episode number 107, we welcome James S., a man who couldn't complete a single lap around the track when he first got sober and has since run the Portland Marathon twice. James spent years using alcohol to get out of his own head and fit in, until a divorce sent him into a spiral that cost him time with his kids and nearly everything else. Recovery through Fora Health and a running community called Go the Distance gave him back his footing and a life he's still building, one day at a time.
Hello, and welcome to the Real Recovery Podcast. I'm Julie, your co-host. On this journey of healing and transformation, together with my co-host Peter, we dive into the heart of recovery, sharing stories that resonate with courage and inspiration.
That's right, Julie. Each episode is a new chapter in this vast narrative of recovery, and we're honored to bring them to you. But keep in mind, the perspectives you'll hear are for informational purposes only and may not reflect the views of the podcast or our partners.
Indeed, while these conversations can be a powerful part of your recovery toolkit, they are not substitute for professional medical advice. We encourage you to seek guidance from your healthcare provider for any treatment-related decisions.
And if you're facing an immediate crisis, or if you just need to talk to someone who understands, don't hesitate to call the Recovery Crisis Line at 503-223-8569. That number is also on our website. Help is available 24/7.
Now let's begin our episode
Of recovery, real recovery.
Sounds good. Do you want me to start? Are we recording?
Should I start?
You can.
Are we going to fight about it?
I would never.
This is Peter with the Real Recovery Podcast. Welcome, everyone. I'm here with my fabulous, absolutely fabulous co-host.
Wow, I don't know how to follow that up. This is Julie with the Real Recovery Podcast, and I'm really excited. We're with James tonight. I have been waiting for this. I'm not joking. I feel like, I've known you for a while.
Yep.
Okay. We run into each other everywhere, including Panda. Yeah, on a regular. But we were at a fundraiser and we started to do a snippet with you, and it truly was a snippet because we got cut off.
Yeah.
Right when you were like, and I was like listening, and I was like, I felt so bad. I want you to know. And I wanted to hear the rest. And because I feel like I see you more, we sat across from you at the Freedom Awards, right? The day before you're doing a marathon. I've seen you grow. I was like so dismayed, I guess is the best word. So I've been waiting for this one, just so you know. I really
remember editing it. And in my middle of my edit, I'm like, dang it. Because all of a sudden,
it was like, and it wasn't just that. I felt bad because you were just getting into it and you were so sincere. And I was like, I was really listening. I actually wicked listen. I pay attention.
So I'm glad that you're giving us a second chance to make this happen.
Yes.
No, it's important.
Thank you.
It's
Like,
really
seriously,
important.
Thank you for having me.
No, I'm really grateful. I guess we met through GTD.
Yeah, definitely through GTD. They came into Fora, so I've been with them for about 2.5 years now.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love Fora.
Yeah.
I miss them being there on Saturdays. I used to go on Saturdays, even though I didn't run. I walked. Yeah, with Greg. Greg was my man on Saturdays. So
in case our listeners haven't listened to all our other shows, GTD, Go the Distance. They go into treatment centers and basically give people who are in treatment centers the opportunity to get out and run. And they even walk and just to get exercise that they wouldn't get normally.
Right.
Well, and I think the movement helps with endorphin. You know, everyone says it. I think it helps with depression. I also think, I strongly believe that every person in recovery needs a foundation to stay sober. And I love the alumni runs because I think it gives you that foundation to stay connected. When you go to treatment, you can get clean in treatment. Doesn't mean you're going to stay clean.
No.
So you need like the foundation. You need
Yeah.
some good juju. And I think that's what I love is
Right.
the alumni runs, because you can keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you can keep going. And to me, yeah, it's like you said, treatment is good, but you need that foundation to go with it. And there's so much mental health that goes into recovery. So if I don't have running or the gym or any of that to go along with my recovery, I have nothing. I'll isolate, I'll stay in my room, and then I'll fall back into a same pattern.
It gives you structure.
It gives me
Yeah.
structure. And even on the hard days when you don't want to do it, those are the days you need to get up and do it, because you're being down on yourself about something and you need to get to the gym, because it's the one way to clear your head and just make yourself feel better about yourself.
Yeah, I feel the same way about a meeting.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, my brain hurts after talking to 49 people in one day. And I like to go to meetings, and honestly, it just calms my brain.
Yeah.
And then, like, by the time of the meeting, I have forgot about work, which is a good thing. It's just like tonight. I'm a little tired getting here. I'm sure it's Friday night. I've worked all day. But when I leave here, I will be so inspired. It's like a blessing.
Right.
Yeah, it is. I thank you so much. So how was your journey to get to Fora? We had just started talking about it.
My journey to get to Fora, I never really thought about it much until I actually went to Fora. Never really thought I had a problem. I'm an alcoholic, so I always figured I was just a functioning alcoholic when it got to the harder times. But I would say I started when I was a teenage kid, and it progressed as I got married. Started almost every weekend and all that. And then as I got a divorce, that really put me into a downward spiral of just depression, everything else.
Emotions.
And so whenever I didn't have my kids, I would drink more. And then it became, even when I had my kids, I was drinking. And then was my kids hit teenagers and they weren't even coming around, it just got worse and worse. And next thing it was...
Does anybody in your family drink?
My dad was an addict. My dad passed just the year after I got out of Fora, but he was never really involved in my life. So I didn't really pay much attention to it because I only saw him like every 5 years or so.
Same. I hear you. But alcoholism is a lot of times it's hereditary.
Yeah. But my grandpa, he had mentioned that he had problems with alcohol, but he just stopped one day and then never picked it up again. And
nice.
So it didn't really occur that it was going to be an ongoing thing in my family. So I just headed down the road, and then finally it was like I'm living at other people's houses and drinking, and I finally reached out to my aunt and said I needed help, and she came and got me, and next thing I know I was in detox at Fora, and then they offered me a bed, and I went upstairs the next week.
Wow. You reached out, though. That's courageous.
What do you think was the crux of you drinking? Was it, like, for me, it was trying to get out of who I was and to fit in.
I think a lot of it is, as I look back and I look at how I am now, I think a lot of it is the mental health. I think mentally it was just, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to get out of my head, and drinking allowed me to open up and socialize a little bit better with people and not sit here and be like, what are they going to think of me? Or
people say that all the time. Yeah.
But and I think that's where, like, now I have an outlet, and that's fitness. Fitness helps me with that part of it. Still in my head, but it's
in my head.
But
I'm just saying.
I'm working on opening up and getting out. Like, I'm here talking with you guys.
I know this is huge for you.
And I go to my alumni meetings and I have to talk when I get called on. So, that but before all that, like, you wouldn't find me talking to anyone. And I was a manager for a big company, and I'd have to talk to my employees and all that. And I would always get super nervous and like paper shaking and everything else. But now I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. And
I was a manager too. I talked for a living. Seriously, like I ran an operations manager for Sprint. Talk about talking, running meetings. I don't know, talking to other people is easy for me, but I think mental health is everything. I think also, like you said, the divorce where you did feel comfortable and have that taken away from you. I think there is life altering or moments where you can see it change. And I will tell you, I saw my mental health change, and I'm sober like for 25 years and my mental health changed. And I never thought, I didn't have anxiety, to be honest with you. But they say when you don't have control, and I know for me, when I don't feel like I have any control, I get anxious. I also know when I get overwhelmed, meaning there's too much, I'm doing too much, I get a little anxious.
Yeah.
And I think that I now know to manage things like if it hurts my recovery bubble, same with people. If you hurt my recovery bubble, I'm probably not kicking it with you. I'm being honest. I try to surround myself with good people. I don't get into what's going on in the world. My world is big enough, and I really do stay out of a lot of stuff for my mental health.
But there's a lot of truth to all that. It's my boss had asked me the other day, what's it like being in recovery, like on a daily basis? And I told him I have to wake up every day and put my recovery before anything else, before my job,
100%.
before anyone. It has to come first. And that's where
I love that answer. Don't ever change it. I'm just saying, people don't, though.
No, and they don't.
They don't.
I guess that's where I hear a lot of people talk, and they always say they're doing it for someone else or their kids. And to me, to be brutally honest with it, is you can't do it for anyone else. You have to do it for yourself, and you have to put it every day for yourself. You have to put your recovery first.
And what you said too, you can start off doing it for someone else. Doesn't mean you're going to stay sober. Because what if that person or that thing, you're doing it for a job, you're doing it for this, is removed from the equation? What's going to keep you there?
Exactly.
And I think it was Tristan. I don't know who said this, but it's one of my favorite sayings now. And I say it all the fucking time. Recovery is my job. My job just pays the bills.
Yeah.
But recovery is my full-time, all-time, everyday job.
Right.
Yeah. And it's the best job I ever had. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. But I do think that if you put it first, you can go through anything.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Also for me, making it my life, like I used to silo everything. Now there's no distinction. It's just who I am. It's my life. I don't hide. I don't tell one group this and one group that. No, I'm open. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. It's on you.
Yeah.
yeah, this is the first job in all these years, because I too was a manager and had a lot of employees report to me. And I would say at Sprint, I was a little more open. At my last job, not at all. I felt it was just not a safe atmosphere for me. But luckily at this job, what are you doing tonight? I'm going to the podcast. I wear my podcast shirt.
Yeah.
I wear my GTD shirt. I wear my True Colors shirt. I wear my Another Chance shirt. And I have cute shoes to match them all. Not that I look cute tonight, but I'm just saying, you can understand that.
Yeah.
But I don't have any shame. I actually have a lot of pride, and it has helped me blend.
Right.
Yeah, in my own way. And which is crazy this late in life.
Yeah.
For how long did I waste that time? Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah. No, that's definitely true. It's like I look back and it's like I'm 41 and it's like I wasted 40 years of my life just
Yeah.
consumed in alcohol and drugs and just all. If I would have taken the time that I spent just focusing on that stuff and focus it on what I'm doing now, I would be so much further than I am today. And
You're
it's
right where you're supposed to be.
And
And
it's-
here's the other thing. Going through all that makes you who you are.
Yeah.
I think there's also different parts of your recovery. I know for me, the first 4 years, it was just enough to be sober. I will say, and I've always gone to meetings.
Yeah.
So that has been consistent for me. But I think I was a mom. I am a mom. And my daughter played 3 sports. And there was a time where just work, sports,
Yeah.
and recovery. And that was really good. And then there's time where my career took off.
right.
I think the only time I think in my recovery that really sucked is when I worked too much and I couldn't go to as many meetings. And that hurt my soul.
You are putting your recovery first.
Right.
Yeah, it would be like you not being able to run. Yeah.
No, and it would be a huge deficit to me if I couldn't run or go to the gym, because I've thought about it. What would I do if I didn't do it? And
How would you feel that time?
and eventually I'll have to pick up another hobby as I get older and I can't do what I can do, but I do want to always continue to work on my health. I spent a lot of years screwing up my health, so why not spend the next half of my life making my health better?
I agree with you. I think Peter and me personally, getting diagnosed with diabetes might look like a bad thing. For me, it's been everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lowered my blood sugar like 140 points.
Oh, wow.
Peter had high, same thing. Like it's been a really good thing for me.
It's like, for me, moment was last year when I was diagnosed with cancer. And last year, I was just thinking about this today. It's almost like a reset for my life. And recovery was part of that, not with the cancer. That was another reset, right?
Yeah.
And so now that I've come out of the other side of cancer, not it being removed and being clear and losing 80 pounds and not being diabetic anymore, and all these things that I had abused my body and led up to, it's like I'm at a reset. And going back to the gym and swimming and just doing these healthy things for myself it's just now integral to my recovery in my life. Yeah.
And that's huge. So it gives you something that you're like, wow, I'm doing this for myself. And it's,
Yeah, and I think we can be addicted to more. Being an IV drug.
Although not exercise for me.
Yeah, I'd like to be. I'd like to be addicted to exercise. I just want you to know.
I do it because I have to. I like to swim, and like we said at the beginning of the show, it takes me out of, and so my brain gets to calm and it just be in the water. And sometimes I listen to a book or whatever. But it's
no, and I think we can, as addicts, alcoholics, whatever, we can be addicted to more. Like I said, the first 4 years for me, it was just enough. Like I didn't hang out with anyone from before. I went to a meeting every day for 4 years, 3 months, and 22 days.
Yeah.
But I think that at that time, I really associated, and this is really weird because I was talking to somebody about it. I didn't care how much food I ate. I was so happy that I was eating. Because when I was on meth, I didn't eat.
Right.
And I didn't care if I weighed 500 pounds. Yeah. And the other thing was, I really didn't. Like, I'm dead serious. My rewards, instead of buying a bag of dope, go out to dinner. And I had a little bit of a shoe fetish then, too. But every time I got a bonus, I'd buy a pair of Nikes. And I'm not spending money on drugs. I'm paying my bills. But I associated being sober, being able to sleep. And I made sure I never got tired because I didn't want that to be a trigger. And I was really happy that I was eating on a regular basis, maybe too much, but I really was. And I didn't understand when I first got sober that I could be addicted to everything else too. I really
Right.
didn't. And I think in hindsight, I've been addicted to work at times. I've
Yeah.
been addicted to clothes at times, shopping. I think there's different addictions. And I think
there's definitely different addictions. Like it's for me, like I learning from myself that I was probably addicted to soda after I got out.
me too.
Like all of a sudden I just couldn't, I had to have a soda with everything.
It's the sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had this sugar thing too. And
Yeah.
that was part of my weight issues and my diabetes.
And I
at the
know a
time.
lot of people who come in that are like, I've just been eating ice cream. And I'm like, it's the sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Well, it's a lesser of the two evils, so go for it.
and
But
it's
eventually
legal.
you're going to
And
have
it's
to.
legal. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's legal. And I think so too. And I've seen that come in, and I gained a lot of weight doing that. I had to give up soda pop too.
Yeah.
I've been off soda pop. I only drink diet soda pop, and really only if we go out or at Peter's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have really any at my house. So
Yeah.
don't
I
have-
just recently gave up. Like it's only been a couple of weeks. Like I'm not even doing diet soda. It's just
fizzy water saved me.
Yeah.
Yeah, grape fizzy water. Peter came and got me in a snowstorm. I was
That's
like,
right.
bro.
I forgot about that.
I was like, bro, I'm like out of fizzy water. I don't mind being stuck in the house, but if you guys are going to the store, can I get some fizzy water? Yeah, but it got me off the pop and no sugar.
yeah.
And it's just, I think there's different things that get you off this or that, and it helps.
Maybe we classify it as healthy addictions, like
Yes.
exercise and I
Yeah.
don't know if shoes are healthy addiction, but they're better than the alternative.
I'm going to tell you, wearing tennis shoes or sneakers or whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
after having to wear like a dress and dress shoes
Oh.
is everything to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a manager, especially at my last job, we don't ever say what that job is on this podcast, but always feeling like to equal,
Yeah.
and dressing up and worried about everything, that I love wearing tennis shoes.
You get to be your true self, which is part of recovery, being okay with being who you are.
Yeah,
Being
and-
comfortable.
Yeah, and I think that dresses really have never been my thing. It's not
Yeah.
something I'm comfortable in. I'll dress up to be pretty once in a while when we go to
Yeah.
one of those things.
Those
but
galas.
yeah, one of those galas. But it's not my thing. I've really enjoyed dressing down this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm curious. Oh, I was going
Go
to
ahead.
ask you, can you give us a snapshot of what it was like at Fora? Because we've heard from some other people we've talked to about some of the other places they've been in and what it's been like. And I'm curious, I haven't really gotten a sense of what Fora is like.
Yeah. So for when I went was a little different than probably what it is now, just because when I was in there, they were just coming off of like the COVID and all that. So
Oh,
everything.
wow.
Everything was still very separated in the aspect of they don't let the guys associate with the women or any of that. So it was completely separate. We had our certain gym times and you were asked to attend classes. And that was really your only job, was to, you shared a room with someone, you'd get up, you had classes to go throughout the day. After that, like the second half of the day, you had nothing to do besides go to the gym or watch TV, or there would be a meeting at night and dinner. But that there wasn't a whole lot to do because you were just separate and you're on complete lockdown because you couldn't go out. Only occasionally they would take us out with an RC for a walk. But I was also in there when we had the ice storm.
Oh, geez.
There was that where we were all locked in the building for a couple weeks. And then right after that,
That's the storm I think we're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about.
I think so. Yeah.
and then right after that, there was a COVID outbreak in the building. So then we were locked in our rooms for, I think, a week or week and a half. And then we
How
got let out.
crazy was that?
Then we got let out, and then there was another COVID case. So then there was another.
Yeah. Can't win for losing.
Yeah, but I mean, Fora to me taught me everything I needed to know about myself.
I love it.
They gave me the tools to understand myself and to learn to start loving myself again. Because somewhere a long time ago, I stopped loving myself and I let people beat me down and I let them take whatever from me. And I'm just now regaining that. I'm only 2.5 years in, and it feels like I'm never going to get to the point that I'm going to completely just fall in love with myself. But I do love myself better than I did yesterday.
Right.
And I'm gaining relationships back with my kids, at least my youngest daughter, and
Is this the one that's 13 today?
she's 19 today.
19 today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
19. She's out in college right now.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a 19-year-old.
A 19-year-old and a 21-year-old.
You don't look like you're old enough.
I know.
Yeah,
Right?
I know. It's sometimes that is overwhelming in itself, right?
Yeah.
I have a 34. She'll be 34 next month. And I'm like, holy shit, how old does that make me?
Yeah.
But how cool is it for you to be sober now?
It's good. It's really good. I can't put it out there like it's all joy and happiness, because there's days where it's hard. There's days when you're going to run into, you feel like the world's just beating you up, and you got to figure out how to deal with it, because those days are the days you want to be like, I'm just going to,
That's life.
I want to
Yeah.
throw in the towel. And
Yeah.
I'm done with this. And you want to go and hide from all the horror that you feel is coming down on you. But that's where you gotta understand that part of it is going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. And it's also, when you're getting into recovery, you got to understand that you fucked up a lot.
Right.
Like, you didn't get to this road with all just happiness.
Don't I know? Yeah.
You fucked up somewhere along the way, and it doesn't just disappear because you got sober.
Right.
And life is challenging, right?
Yeah.
It's like work. They don't call it vacation, okay? It's called work for a reason. And I think also in sobriety, believe it or not, I've faced more challenges in sobriety than I did when I was using.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the key is, first of all, you stay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is because if you don't stay, nothing, no drink, no drug is going to make the shit better.
No.
Right.
Okay. It might postpone it. It might numb you for a night.
Yeah.
Okay. You might get in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, but I think you lose. If you play the tape forward.
I was going to say the tools that I've learned, that's one of them, is playing the tape forward.
Yep.
And just relying on others is another one I use, like calling a friend that's in the program.
Yep.
By the time you've called and talked it out, the urge will have passed.
Yeah.
Most
I
of
talk
the
to my
time.
sponsor every morning, like 365 days. Maybe when he's at his sister's, I don't talk to him maybe eight days a year. But I'll say something and he'll be like, what an opportunity. And then I'm worried about getting hired on. Not because I've done a bad job, just because it plays in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
You know, the world the way it is. I work for a good company now. And I think it's really important to me. And then, like, I want that to be my stable.
Right.
And he'll be like, please, they would be crazy not to hire you.
Yeah.
He takes me out of it in the worry, and in a good way. We're working on the traditions. And I don't want to lie. Okay, I'm pretty fucking honest on this podcast. But sometimes in meetings, there'll be that one person that drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? No, for real. And I won't say their name. I'll keep their anonymity. But I'll let it get to me.
Uh-huh.
And right now we're on the 3rd month and we're working on the 3rd tradition. And the 3rd tradition is the only requirement for AA is the desire to stop drinking. So during that 60 motherfucking minutes, I will respect you, hope that you get recovery, even pray for you.
Right.
I don't have to hang out with you. I'm definitely not fucking going to lunch with you.
Yeah.
We're not kicking it and we're not shopping. But I do feel sorry for them. Believe it or not, I've started, first it used to just annoy me, but I've started to have compassion in a way that I'm sorry you don't have what I have. And I'm not talking about anything financial.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm sorry. I've been blessed to stay.
Yeah.
But I'm working on that. It's an opportunity
It's an
for me.
opportunity.
I want you to know. And I will tell you, before, I might have cussed you out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I now give you grace. I've learned to embrace differences.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It isn't. It isn't. And praying for people you don't want to pray for. When I was first in AA, this is a true story. There was this one particular bitch, and I told the group, and I'm new in recovery, and they said pray for her, and I was like, no fucking way. There is no way. I'm praying for her. And about the same time, I had a pager with a 1-800 number on it from my criminal days. And it was hard to get a pager with a 1-800 number.
Yeah.
Right? Super hard. I worked hard on that. And it had a great number. I don't remember what it was, but I told my sponsor, I don't need this anymore. I'm going to have to give you this. And I kept it for a minute. Cell phones weren't super popular back then yet. And he said, can I listen to the messages? And I gave him the code and I said, sure. And I was like, that bitch called this number that y'all want me to pray for her. And he listened to the messages and he said, Julie, you don't have to pray for her. He said, you just never have to be in contact with this person again. And I never did.
Yeah.
And now I can pray for you, even if I don't like you, but I can pray for you. And that's progress.
That is progress.
It is. What do you think I know you're shy, a little bit of an introvert.
Yep.
What are challenges for you? And what do you do with them?
Challenges for me is definitely opening up and letting people know how I feel. That is a huge challenge for me. Not good with communicating it. Because I overthink everything. I'll play it in my head a million times. Nothing sounds like it's going to come out the way I think it should come out. So I'm not going to say anything.
I have that too. Even at our meeting I've been going to for quite a while now and feel comfortable and know people. And still, when I get called on, it's like, what am I going to say? And am I going to sound like an idiot? That's the first thing that comes to my head. And I do that same thing where you talked about putting my head around and around, and it just never seems to come out.
Yeah, it's like when I go to a meeting, like there'll be the topic of what we're going to talk about today, and I'll have it in my head. I'll go through it 10,000 times. I'll have 10 different ways I'm going to say it, and then when it comes time for me to actually talk, it doesn't come out the way that
I'm going to have to teach you to not give a fuck. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm learning too, because most of the time people are like, oh, they'll come up to you afterward and say, oh, what you said. And I'm like, really?
I get that a lot, but you know what I do? I honestly just speak from the heart. And honestly, I don't really care what you think like that. Seriously, I just speak from the heart on what's going on or what's the subject for me. And I think if you're sober as long as me and you got it together and you think you're recovered, I think you're full of shit. Okay? I think the first time you think you're recovered, please. Okay? And I think I think some people do have it more together than others, and some people seem to have it smooth. But I think when you do and you stop growing and you think that you've got it all together, you don't.
No.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that today I was doing affirmations. This is my new thing. Meditation is really becoming my thing, Peter. And I have to tell you, I didn't meditate.
I love meditating.
I didn't meditate for years. I couldn't calm my brain down. But there's this dude, Keontae, and he's in these meditations through my work app.
Oh.
And so in the morning, I'll get there early just to fucking hear him First of all, his voice is sexy. Really sexy. I don't know what country he's from, but his voice is sexy. But I'm doing affirmations now about I love my body. I'm going to eat healthy foods today. It'll make me feel better. And so I do the 10 affirmations around food and eating well. And then there's these other 10 affirmations that are I love my body, right? I don't necessarily love my body, but I'm just saying it's like I love my body. It's gotten me to where I am now.
Right.
My body's put up with a lot of stuff. Basically, it says it so much nicer. But I've been doing these, and honestly, the more you do them, the better you feel. I really wish I could have gotten this sooner.
Right.
I'm a slow learner, but I wish I could have gotten it sooner because I do think it changes your brain around a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that like you're getting more comfortable.
Yeah.
I think that just be yourself. If there's any advice I can give is don't worry about what the other person thinks.
It's again one of those things where it's easier said than done.
Yes,
absolutely.
I've gotten better with coming out and talking like this
You're here.
or
Yeah.
groups. It helps me with getting out of my head a little bit and not caring. And that's one of the tools too that they teach you in Fora is that most people don't care what you're saying. They care about themselves, and it's not about you, it's about them. And that's really how most people are. It's about them. So
I actually care. And you know what else I see, right? In meetings, I just want to see you show up, right? Consistently for yourself, whether you have it all together or not. You know what I'm saying? When I see somebody showing up and trying, they really, that's when I start to care. And I'll be sitting there counting their days and so excited when they stay around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a huge part since I've been in recovery, I've watched a lot of people, they just stop showing up. They stop coming to GTD or they stop coming to alumni at Fora. And it's where I see a lot of people fall off is because they just stop.
Or they think they got it all together. They got their life back. They got the good job.
It's one of those things. I don't stop going to the gym. I don't stop going to alumni. I don't stop going to GTD because those are all things that are positive in my recovery.
I love it.
And it doesn't, even if I'm uncomfortable talking and all that, it's something that I still need to do because it does keep me grounded and it keeps me surrounded by people that will help me stay in my recovery. Because that's the other thing is because I'm an introvert and all that, like I'm not good with building friends for recovery. Don't have a lot of friends that I keep around. But having the groups is somewhere I know I can always turn to.
Yeah.
And I think
100%.
so. I know a lot of people, right, from just sticking around, but I have to tell you who I keep in my circle. First of all, their average age is 70 plus. Yeah. No, seriously, when I came in, I was young and a lot of the guys were 60 then, they're 80 now, and then they're 70s. But who I hang out with and who I kick it with, it's the same people.
Right.
Yeah, I keep that circle close. And you can, I think there's different levels of friendships too.
Yeah.
There's those people that you see and that you feel comfortable with. Then there's those people that you can just, man, you know they're there.
And I've found that in recovery, it's different than before when I was in my addiction. Because now it's like, I look at people as I can't hang out with you because of your lifestyle. I'm not saying you're living a bad lifestyle or anything like that.
It's just not for me. Yeah.
But I just can't have it in my life. It's just because the things that you find fun and enjoy are things that I can't associate with. And
Totally.
like, do you find it fun to go to the gym? okay, I'm down. You want to go for a run? I'm cool.
I want to be like you. Believe it or not. Like, seriously, no, my goal for the next year, this might sound so easy to you. Just know it's not for me. But when I was in prison in boot camp, I ran 6 miles a day. Okay. We started off at 2. Then we went to 4, then we went to 6. And I was the only bitch that ran the run every single day for 6 months. And I knew, but we ran with a lot of people like you. And so there was that motivation and no one ever was left behind.
Right.
Period. And I really probably was in movement. We did physical therapy. I could do 160 push-ups, but I felt so good about my physical therapy. And then you come out and it's different. And I was locked up at the Y for 30 days when I got out of prison, and they'd let me go running in the morning, and I'd go run in the water at the waterfront. And but wasn't the same as running with people.
Right.
But my goal is I want to run a mile. I don't care if it's fucking
you can do it
slower than fuck. If I'm the last person, I want to be able to, even if it's a fast walk.
That's all it is. To me, running it's just something you go out and you gotta do for yourself. It's a competition against yourself for one. It's not a competition against anyone else, because when you're running, the only person that is really going to stop you from running is yourself. But anyone can run a mile. It's just, you just got to put in the effort. Like when I first got sober, I couldn't do 1 lap around the track.
The track across from Fora.
Yeah.
That's my favorite place to run because it has no hills.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. Izzy made me run up the hill behind Fora.
Yeah.
And he's like running. I'm like, fuck you. And then he wanted me to run down the stairs that go to the Home Depot, I think is there, and run back up. And I was like, listen, fucker, I came here to volunteer, not to die.
Right.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. I just started lifting weights.
Yeah.
I lift weights at my desk. Like I took some weights to work and I lift at my desk at home, and I do. Izzy gave me one of the up and down desks from the office. Thank God. Okay. Because my back gets sore from sitting. And I up and down all day. And I'm like, how can I help you? Right. And I'm doing my, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I'm starting to move a little bit better. Yeah.
You'll be surprised. Just a little movement will actually make you feel better.
I think movement is, how do you feel? You just started.
Yeah, for me, I remember back when I lived in Chicago, and at the company that I worked for back there, they had a personal trainer on site. Yeah. And so every lunch we'd go down and work out. And he was like hardcore.
Was he all that in a bag of chips?
Yes.
I knew it. I could tell by Peter's face.
But with that, not that I was forced into becoming healthy, but it definitely pushed me along. Yeah. Whereas if I was just, and this is what I was going to lead up to ask you another question, but I was with a group. I had this trainer, this lead that pushed us through. We were all in it together. So we all were bitching to each other about it and then congratulating each other when we made progress. And it felt so good. It felt great. Whereas by myself, I don't think I would have done that. And I definitely would have gotten to be as healthy as I was. And that's what I was going to ask you about. How does, you could run, anybody could run by themselves, but how has GTD and being part of that group, how does that affected you? And
GTD is huge to me. They gave me the motivation to start on my running and the movement, and they encouraged me to continue with it. And the group is just, it's everything. You go there, everyone's happy to see you. Everyone's wants to just be there for each other. To me, it's not like going to a meeting where we're all just voicing the negativity or something like that. It's more of a positive, uplifting feel. And without them, I don't know if I would have completely got back into running. I don't know how hard I would have pushed myself on the gym or any of that, but it made me feel like I had a little bit more purpose than just
Plus, do you feel
myself.
like you're accepted for you and you belong?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely feel accepted with GTD.
I would imagine it's inspiring in some ways because it's kind of like what we do with the podcast. We show people where they were, and then here they are leading a company or doing whatever. And then that's inspiring. And I imagine with that group, they were all similar situation at some point, and here they are running marathons.
I remember when TJ had a bad hairdo. I'm just saying. No, and I have to tell you, I also don't know how you cannot be inspired being around Greg.
Oh, yes.
Greg, to me, is everything.
Yeah, Greg is just, I don't know how to explain Greg, but he's
been on our show. People can listen to his podcast.
Yeah, he's just always so cheery and loving.
Positive,
and like, he's just, he'll make you feel happy the minute you see him. He makes you feel welcome. You don't feel like you're an outcast or anything like that.
The first day I met Greg, it was exactly like this outside.
Yeah.
And it's 9:00 on a Saturday morning. And Izzy didn't show up. And I'm at Fora. And I'm like, you already know what I'm thinking in my head and what I'm saying. And Greg's, don't worry, I have a poncho. And I was like, I want to go home. And he's, oh, you're not leaving me today. And I went with him. And I was so proud of myself for staying. My pants were wet to my knees. My shoes were soaking through. I took a picture, said a few choice words to Izzy. But Greg, I don't know. There's some people in this world that are just, he is that.
Yeah. He emotes positivity.
Yes, he does.
He does. He inspires me to be a better person. And
he definitely does.
You know how him and Izzy, so after Izzy relapsed, Greg invited him back to run and ran with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greg's the longest employee of GTD. Then Connor. But it's Greg. Him and Izzy ran together in a different running group.
Oh.
Yeah. How's that for amazing? We had, I forget what public official it is, from Beaverton sent me a message about Greg saying his story was really good.
Does the group and the alumni runs provide a bit of accountability so that it's motivates you to keep going and because you want to be there for others? It's like with the meeting with me, I want to go to see everybody and be seen. It's like, where's Peter been? How come he hasn't been? You don't want that, right? You want to be.
Yeah, there's accountability. There was definitely, as I look at it, there was a lot more accountability back when we were all doing the Portland Marathon training. It was like, because we had the training going on, so we had a group, and so it was like we all had to post our runs, and it was like, did you do your run today? And because it was running like every day. It was a lot of running. So.
Didn't you do the Portland Marathon the day after we had dinner?
I don't remember if it was the day after, but I've done it twice now. And the marathon's no joke. The Portland Marathon's definitely no joke because there's the first 13 miles seems like it's just all slightly uphill.
Ouch.
And so it's hard to prepare for it because you think you're ready, but then you start running and you're running harder than you have, and then it's all uphill. And by the time you get to the back half, you're dying. I would call it quits. You throw in the towel and just walk away.
And you've done it twice. That's amazing. Yep. That's amazing. I don't know, little brutal, but that's amazing.
Yeah. And so that with the marathon, did GTD go as a group or?
Yeah, because the first year that we did it, which was the only year GTD could actually, because they were sponsoring like everyone that was doing it.
Okay.
They paid for us to do it. And so that first year we had a tent out there. We all got together. We had a picture, and then we all ran our race. But it was a group effort, and we all were there to support each other, and we continue to support each other. It's also a little friendly competition because it is an athletic event.
Yeah.
But that's the other part of GTD is there is that little bit of competitive there. If you want to get in it. But with GTD too, you got the support too, just to get the movement going, come out and walk, because there is some of us that just come out and walk, and there's some of us that just jog a little bit, and then there's some of us that run harder than the others.
No, it's the camaraderie.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think if it's not GTD for someone out there, they need to find their thing.
Yeah.
I think the healthiest I was outside of prison was when I was doing Zumba, and then COVID came,
Yeah.
right? And we couldn't go to class anymore. And we went to work from home for Sprint, and that was a little crazy. But the class and the camaraderie was amazing.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something you should have in recovery.
You just got to find your niche.
Yeah, you just got
what's your niche?
What works for you? And that's the other thing is for me with recovery is my recovery isn't going to work for everyone.
Everyone's just an individual.
Especially because I'm my head and I don't socialize that well. So I don't need to go to the big meetings all the time, because to me, that's like putting me in somewhere I don't want to be.
Right.
But still attending my meetings, but not going every day is good with me.
No, I actually like little meetings better than big meetings. Sometimes I get a little afraid of germs. I'm being honest. But I love littler meetings. They're more intimate. Yeah. And a little more accountability because they are smaller.
I think also with the running, and that's just what we're talking about because you're familiar with it. But I think there's a lot of other groups out there that are sober groups of like interests. And for me, when I was starting my sober journey in recovery, where did I always go before? Where did I socialize before? It was drinking at the bars. It was going to parties where drinking was always present. And so to be able to find a place, that's why I think True Colors is so great, because it's a club that you can go to.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about I'm a drinker or not a drinker. It's a sober club. It gives you a place to go. It gives youth a place to go. Right. Whereas in the LGBTQ plus world, bars used to be, that was the only place you could go to socialize or to meet other people or whatever. So I love that there's groups like GTD where you could get together like-minded and also it's all in recovery together. You could support each other in recovery. I think that's fantastic.
I think there's more starting to come around to that.
I agree.
But I still think we need a lot more of the healthy, just no drugs involved, no alcohol events and stuff that people can do, because it is hard for people to find their niche of what they need for themselves to carry their journey in recovery.
I agree with you. I know 4D does it too. They have some good outings, but I do think there should be more. My friend Barry, he just passed, but he always says to make your sober life as attractive as your drinking life was. Right. So with that, you need more events, and I think you need to find what is right for you.
Yep.
And I know, like, I've seen recently, my friend Paul, he's painting. He's got the AA meetings. He sings in a choir, and now he's painting.
Yeah.
And he's very artsy, obviously. And I see some people, it's the theater. But I think I encourage people to find out what it is for you.
Yeah.
I know my job probably wasn't the best hobby, but I do think for me, like, finding more stuff is better. It really is.
Right.
And like, for example, the Lunch Bunch, the club that we go to, outside of the meetings themselves, we do a lot of social events. We have bingo, we have get-togethers, parties. You could still party and have fun without booze or without drugs. It is possible.
Honestly, if we wanted to, we could stay so busy with that group. Yeah. I know when I was off work, oh my God, bingo, this, that, the other thing. It was good. They know how to have fun.
Yeah, and there's gyms out there that are sober gyms that I think it's through the Alano Club, right? Downtown. And they have some associations with some gyms that are sober gyms, and people will pick a time and they all get together and they do their workouts. It's
well, I know Another Chance gives, when you're going to Another Chance, they give each client a gym membership at Move Fitness.
Oh, nice.
And my daughter still goes there. Like, she's in classes now. She's 89 pounds smaller in 2 years sober. And like you, I keep trying to get her to go to GTD. Yeah.
All I got to do is show up.
Well, her boyfriend did the 5K run, and he, like you said, he beat his time from the last 5K he did. And so I do think, like you said, finding your group and whatnot. What are I'd like to know what your hopes are, your dreams are. Like, where do you want to go from here?
My dreams, I want to build something that I can leave to people, and I want to build a career that I'm happy with, but I want to leave the world better than the way I've been treating it. I don't want people to look back on me and like he was just the quiet guy over there or something. I want to be able to leave something to my kids, my family. I want to give people opportunity to move up and do something with their lives. Like when I was in Fora, one of my things was I wanted to, because I'm in construction, so there's a lot of drug use, alcohol use with people that work in construction.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys, so you get a lot of mental health that is not talked about. A lot of people drink after work because they don't want to talk about what they had to deal with at work, or they don't want to bring it home, so they hide it away. But I wanted to start, when I was in Fora, I wanted to start my own business teaching people life skills of what they could take in construction and build a skill that they could have for life.
Love that.
But I don't really know how to go about it. It's still just been an idea.
So I have a thought, okay, because my brain too goes overtime. So one of our board members, her brother, his name is Raleigh Morrison, and he's a carpenter and in construction. And
sober.
What?
He's sober.
He's sober, 12 years.
Yeah.
He's amazing. And I believe they're asking somebody to start a meeting at 4D in Gresham.
Yeah.
Boy, wouldn't you guys be great together? No, I'm just saying, with the construction, like, I believe two different it's like me and Peter. We're completely different, but the same, you know?
Yeah. That requires a lot of talking.
But you know,
just what you don't want to do.
Raleigh can talk enough for you. Sometimes just showing up is good enough.
See, I don't like to talk in public, but look at me, I'm on it behind a mic.
Yeah,
no problem. Sometimes I wish I could just play my podcast as a share, so I don't have to be up there. I'm fine with that.
I talk all fucking day at work, right? No, so when I get off work, I don't want to talk, like, a lot of times. Like, I want to watch basketball or do something different, which my team is playing right now against Clemson. I just want you to know. And I'm here. Yeah. The Duke Blue Devils, they're my team. They're the #1 ranked team in the nation right now. And we're getting into March, and I have a 4-day weekend for the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. I haven't had 4 days off in a while. So I'm excited.
That's good, though.
It is. I hope you can find that. I think you will. I think you have so much still to go.
Oh, I know I have a lot to offer the world. It's just, how do I get it out from my head out on the table? And
talk to Izzy about it, and it'll never stop.
Yeah. It's just finding that and just focus on my recovery and keeping moving forward.
I love it. I love that you said your recovery comes first. Not everybody says that, but it needs to.
Yep.
I want to tell you what I see when I look at you. First of all, I see someone showing up to a lot of things I show up to. And I love that. It's TJ, okay, and Connor. And I'm blessed Connor, okay? He's to Izzy what Peter is to me. You and Val, when you get these people, it's a dynamic, I think. But I don't know how to say it. But when I see you, first of all, I see one of the fittest people I've ever seen. Seriously. And I admire that, but I just admire that you keep showing up. I don't know how to say it, but I think that's half the battle is just to keep showing up.
Yeah.
Even when it's not going right, fucking keep showing up.
Yep.
Even when it's going right, keep showing up.
Yeah.
Even when it changes, right?
Yeah.
Keep showing up.
And I think what you do, and sometimes I think, oh, it doesn't matter if I'm there or not. No one's going to notice, whatever. But there's people out there who maybe they're struggling, maybe they're new, and just seeing someone there that they've seen at every meeting or it gives them hope, and it gives them a mentor in a way, something to strive for. Yeah. Someone to look up to.
Yeah.
Peer support.
Yeah. Peer support.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It lets them know that they can do it.
Yeah.
If we can do it, they can do it.
And like you said, when you see somebody vanish, you notice. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, you notice. I'll be like, sometimes I'll hold back a little bit because I want to see if you keep showing up. Because I've seen a lot of people vanish.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any parting words you want to say to our people on this exciting, rainy, windy Friday night?
Just keep showing up.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I thank you for coming. I'm really excited you're here and we got to finish what we started. It's really been bugging me. I told my sponsor, I was like, there's 4 podcasts I got to do. And he's what? I'm like, this guy got cut off. And I was, no, seriously. And then there was one of somebody that was going to pass. And I just really wanted them to do the podcast so we'd always have them with us.
Right.
They died sober. They died sober after 40-something years sober.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But this was one of them.
Hooray.
Yay.
We did it.
I love it.
Thank you again so much for being here.
Thanks for
Appreciate
giving
it.
your time.
Thank you guys for having
I
me.
hope that it was a calm and easy process. At
was
least say it is so that the next people that come on
It was a
can
lot
hear it.
easier than I thought it was going to be.
I
So
told
Yeah.
you we'd make you feel comfortable.
it was actually very good. So
We just like to chit chat, really.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
is.
And we just want to hear what makes you like us. So where you came from, and then what's the inspiration where you're at today. And I think you have done more than that. And anyone who's listening, and if someone's out there struggling, here's another one you can look up to. Another peer.
That's our whole goal.
Yeah.
Is just to share different stories of recovery.
right.
And I think that exercise part of it too, like
It's so important.
the tie-in with GTD, we've had them on and it's their organization, right?
Right.
And they're our sponsor.
But to hear it from someone who's going through it, like Val, hear it from people who are actually in the group
Right.
and who've been in treatment and got introduced to the group and how that affected and changed their
And
lives.
TJ's next. I'm starting.
I think
I just want
yeah.
you to know, yes, I want him on the show. I've just seen him for so long. I actually love that guy. TJ, you're next.
There we go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, James. This is Peter with the Real Recovery Podcast.
This is Julie.
Here with James. Thanks for listening. That's a wrap on today's episode. Thanks to each and every one of you for lending us your ears and hearts. Your engagement is what fuels our passion and keeps this podcast thriving.
We cherish the moments we share here and hope they resonate with you, whether you're on a daily commute, at the gym, or just taking a moment for yourself.
Make sure to head over to our website at realrecoverypodcast.com. While you're there, subscribe to our newsletter for the latest insights and uplifting stories from our community delivered straight to your inbox.
Click that subscribe button on your favorite podcast player too, so you can keep up with every new episode. It's your support that keeps our conversation alive and meaningful.
And if our stories have touched you, consider using the donate button on our site. Your contributions, no matter the size, are deeply appreciated. They help us continue our mission of sharing hope and healing.
Join us beyond the podcast and follow our journey on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and on X, formerly known as Twitter. All the links are on our site, so you can stay connected and be a part of the Real Recovery community every day.
Your likes, shares, and comments not only spread the message of recovery, but also remind us that we're all in this together.
So, until we meet again, remember that recovery is a journey, not a destination, and we'll be here to accompany you every step of the way to recovery, real recovery.
Thanks for listening.